Another moment of learning, another tell it all with teacher Nhoie. First, let me ask you, will you be comfortable if in the accomplishments that you have, people will join and they will split it between you and the person that joined you? Will it be easy for you to divide the gain between you and another person? Will it be, shall we say, free for your heart to share the accolades with other people, especially if you're aiming to be at the top? Well, it is easier to answer yes because we are not situationally occurring in this. However, to be honest, it's very hard. Man in nature wants always competition and they always want to win. So let me start this tell it all with a verse found in Psalm 133 verses 1 to 3, and it says, "Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brothers to dwell together in unity." One day, I was watching a race they call the Dragon Boat Race, and it's so peculiar. These are composed of paddlers at the side and then one drummer. And then I was asking an expert in this sport, and then she said, only one mistake, and then the direction of the dragon boat will be in disarray, or the speed will be destroyed. That's why each member has to do their own part and cooperate with each other, especially cooperate with the drummer, so that they will be able to have a straight line and to win that race. That's a dragon boat race, meaning unity is needed in order to advance, to go forward, and go for the best possible result. Now, the question is, are we considering ourselves too small in a certain organization that we are close to hopeless and useless? That's why we are not anymore doing the greatest possible capabilities that we have, because we think we are only negligible. Or, on the contrary, are we trying to think also that we are one of the biggest names in our institution, that without us the institution will fail, without us the institution can crumble? Well, perceptions like this will be the greatest challenge to unity, and unity results to cooperation. That's why we are talking about becoming cooperative. This leads me to another story about a school of fish who travel in the ocean just for leisure. They just want to look around the beauty and the essence of the hydro environment or the ocean. Now, on the route to enjoyment, they saw a very big fish in their direction, and this fish is hungry. This fish will devour them. This fish will turn them into pieces. Now, at first, they feel fear. Then, they felt they have to run for their individual lives. They felt they have no chance of winning against this very big fish. At least, when they scramble to go away, some will be beaten, some will be eaten, some will survive. However, one of the fishes gathered the other fishes and said, "We reach here together. We need to live here together." So they tried to plan, and then they divide the group into 4. The first group formed a very big tail of a fish. The second group formed the back part of the fish. The third group formed the middle part of the fish. And the last group formed the head of the fish, and the one who is directing the traffic, directing the building, went into a big circle at the head of the fish and served as the eye. Now, when that big fish aiming towards this little fish, thinking about breakfast, dinner, lunch, merienda, I have many in front of me. At the wink of his eye, he found out there were no more small fishes anymore. What he saw was a majestic big fish, ready to splurge in his direction and challenge his authority. There was a change of authority in this situation. Now, the one charging towards the smaller community to create harm is now fighting for his own life, trying to have an escape route and surviving by going away. To make the long story short, the big fish ran away, swam away. When the small fish noticed that there's no more danger, they went out of their formation and tried to congratulate each other and said, there is really power in cooperation. There is really victory in unity. Dear streamers, oftentimes we tried and we want to work alone because we want to win alone, because we want the credit alone. However, try the teamwork procedure, the teamwork perception. When the joy of completing as a team is more powerful and more enjoying because you can share stories with your experiences to people of the same stories with you. This is the beauty of unity, the beauty of cooperation. Next time, think institution, think group, think team. Do not think individual, because most likely you will step on others, you will defeat others, you will pull others down if you want to individually end up as the winner. But in the concept of team, in the concept of cooperation, in the concept of unity, we pull everybody up and win together. And as much as possible, nobody should end up a loser. Becoming cooperative is the secret towards greater happiness in life. Another moment of learning, another tell it all with Teacher Nhoie.